Alright, what's up guys? Joining us here, we got another match of the D2 70-star league. First time I've said that one in a while. I haven't been able to commentate very many of these matches here. And it's been a few weeks. But this one is a match very near and dear to my heart. Two of my favorite people in the community, Tama82 and saksdal. Both of them on the lower half of the leaderboards here, but maybe better players than that standing might indicate. So I'm going to be bringing this one to you guys solo, and we'll get right into the action. It's a pre-recorded race, so no need to wait on them. You can see Tama in 11th, only won one match so far. saksdal in 8th, won 3, lost 5. Tama has actually been getting fairly consistent times. His best was a low 51. His worst was like a high 53. It seems like every run, I would guess if I asked him, he'd say it was equally bad. And saksdal, on the other hand, has been a little bit more erratic, but generally actually getting worse times than Tama, so might be able to step it up here. Alright, get into the intro. Tama recently PB'd with a 49, big boy PB for him, lowering the BWR by quite a bit, and this is gonna actually put him ahead of saksdal. Before, saksdal was ahead with like a 50-12. That's still his PB. It's 6 months old, so he can crack a 49 at any point. But Tama jumped all the way up to a 49-38 2 days ago, so that was a pretty hype PB. Alright, get into good old Act 2 skip. Alright, so no problems there. Heading into BLB, you're gonna see bomb clip. Tama might go for Z clip. I think both of them will backflip to grab the bomb, even if you just throw the bomb normally with B. It's still a couple frames faster to backflip into the star if you really want to save those frames. Tama big bomb, saks medium. Tama does the backflip. See, saksdal throws normally and then does the backflip ground pound. So Tama's saving some time there. Very advanced strat. I don't think anyone else in D2 does that. In fact, in D1, I believe only like D whatever and maybe Ouija go for that. It does save a good bit of time, like half a second or more. Alright, if you got a slide guess, throw it out. I'm gonna say probably 12-6 Tama, 12-8 saksdal. I predict Tama to come out flying on the slide. Okay, that might not be a 12-6. We'll see. 12-8. And 12-7 for saksdal. So going to be taking the 0.1 W. Into bombs we go. Right now, this is going to be a pretty interesting thing to look at for both runners. Tama definitely likes to go for some fast movement. He also has the Owlist spreadsheet record, which if you don't know what the spreadsheet is, it's a collection of all community times on individual stars. And Tama currently has the community best time for that. We'll see what star he goes for first. It's not going to be 100 coin. It looks like Owlist. saksdal is going for 100. Alright, Owlist for Tama successful. Meanwhile, saksdal is going for the, how do you say, big boy 100 coin, where he gets all 5 coins at the beginning before the ring. And this makes it a lot harder to get to the cycle on time. Tama playing it safe. This is a change from what I've seen him do previously, where he would go for the pro cycle. I think for the sake of nomenclature, I'm going to call regular half cycle skip fast cycle, and then the extra line of 5 pro cycle. Ooh, Tama, interesting camera angle. Can he make that work? Yes, maybe he's used to that, but it didn't look very natural because Mario was obscured by the pillars up there. So really impressive 100 coin for saksdal. Tama looking to follow suit with a pretty clean one of his own. Oh, went for a single jump turn. Usually people will do a quick side flip. Tama actually single jumped toward the far end of the arrow and just turned around on the spot. Nice Mario came there to get the coins. Oh, but ran into the wall, losing some speed. A very interesting 100 coin from Tama, showing off some nice camera angles and maybe movement novelties. I think this is one of the things I like about both these runners, is that they're not afraid to challenge the status quo. They will pick their own strats, and they will do things that most runners either don't see the value in or wouldn't be dedicated enough to practice. Ooh, Tama missing some rollouts. Very dusty out here. Kind of looking like a car without any tires. Canless setup though. It is going to work out. Both these runners are having a nice, steady womps. Nothing to point out in terms of mistakes. Wild blue for both of them. Saksdal is in the lead by just a tad. So that little bit of 100 coin improvement, keeping him right out in front. Tama still nipping at his heels, though not ready to give up a big lead in womps. And that should be all the hard stuff. Last 2 stars, unless you really try to push it, probably won't see any issues. One thing that you can deal with this is the difference in fact getting a little bit less angle. He didn't change the camera at all. I am not sure what Sax's best Womps is, but for Womps 9, this is a very good time. Alright, that's going to be a 643 for Saksdal. This is exactly the kind of run that you would take on a PB pace, because to get that kind of time, you can't make any big mistakes like an owlless, a cannonless, a bomb clip, lag 2 skip, a big trip, or tripping up on the islands for 100 coin. You really can't make any big mistakes. A couple minor things, but it's still nailing every hard strat. Apparently my voice is very robotic right now, and I'm not sure why. I've received secret notifications that my voice might be back to normal. Hopefully that's the case. 12-8, 12-7. Saksdal asserting his dominance. Alpha Slide Gamer. Alright, first 2 reds are the hardest to get, and he's got both of them. Tama coming down here. Bit of a dogfight in the skies. Tama missing a red coin. Another advantage for Saksdal. Going for a nice, easy sweep around the last 2 coins. Tama gonna have to go revisit the first pair. Always sucks when you get one but not the other, because you were almost certainly right there. Alright, we'll see. Okay, side flip back up, and that is pretty successful for Tama getting the text skip. Now, in considerations of Dark World, we've seen plenty of runners die here. It's not a mechanically difficult stage. It is kind of like an intermediate strat that, to get Chick Cycle, that might take a lot of time for beginners to grind out, but advanced players will make it very easily most of the time. Neither of them going for a box rollout to make Shia cycle. I guess the community has kind of transitioned toward calling Zaya Shia, as like he kind of intends to, even though Zaya is like kind of a cooler name in my opinion. But we'll respect his intention. Alright, Tama making Shake Cycle here. Biggest death point is by... Oh, he's missed the red coin. This could be problematic. Alright, taking it easy, making sure not to go too far on the rollout. If you go too far, you'll hit your head and drop straight down, probably into a bottomless pit. Fantastic beginning for Saksdal. Sub 10 by a good few seconds, maybe like a 9:53, which is pretty sick. You could compare this to a lot of D1 runs, and most of the time, these two runners would be ahead. Now the question is, with the tension mounting, how long can they keep their cool? So, CCM might be conducive to that. Nothing too difficult unless you race the penguin. Saksdal going for sky jump here, coming down the hill with a lot of speed and a pretty straightforward flight. Tama going for the nice quick speed double jump. I think he lost a bit of speed there. It didn't take him all the way to the box, but that movement does save some time. Using the slopes to your advantage is a definite optimization. Also doing a Mark MC down to hold a direct upright notch. I saw Viral do this last season. Most people will just hold up left on a Lactucam and then maybe adjust a little bit outside the notch toward left as you go down. With that Mario Cam, it seems like you got a little bit more speed by holding the correct angle as the camera pan. So, yet another nice little tidbit from Tama. If you really want to learn how to play the game, these are great runners to look at. Tama has some of the best movement in the division, probably about as good as Blue Bob. As I say that, he probably spends a little bit more time grabbing Lil Hoko than he intended. Saksdal also up there in terms of pure movement ability. He's just played the game for a little bit longer and has also had quite a bit of time to check out these new strats and try to refine them, which is one thing we're going to be coming up to here in just a minute or two. Saksdal's slide skip 100, which I don't think Tama... Oh no! Tama death on wall kicks. That is a early A press and early A press. First big mistake of the entire run. Losing about 15 seconds to that death. Now this will be a divergence from the typical playbook that most runners follow. Saksdal goes to the blue coin switch, and unless you're an absolute beginner, you don't need extra 10 coins to complete the slide, but you can actually do a nice cheeky slide off one of the curves. Make it later on in the side, and the penguin will also not the penguin will not catch you, because if you don't pass certain checkpoints, he'll stop you from, or he'll accuse you of cheating and won't give you the star. But this method Sax is about to do solves that. Tama did not go for the blue coin. Saksdal about to do the jump right here after these, landing right over there. It's a very impressive skip for something that's not super hard, but you can't miss any coins. That's one big drawback of this strat. Meanwhile, Tama did miss that coin, but that's okay because he got a spare. Well, he's doing CCM 17 anyway, but the difference is that you can't miss any coins if you do the blue coin route. This is one opportunity Tama can make up time though, because doing plus twice, and of course, Tama goes for Tama plus. This will put him potentially like 6 seconds to the good here in SSL. Saksdal, is he going for any shenanigans? Pingo trick! There we go. A lot of runners are having some success with that strat. It's not easy. Yeah, the penguin rubber bands, Illuminati. So once you get to the end, he's like right behind you. Alright, into BBH. Not a difficult stage, but can definitely lose you some time. Tama missing a side flip. Not too bad, though. You can easily bonk and lose way more. So, reminder, saksdal is currently in the lead. He looks behind, but that's only because he did an extra star. So he has a pretty solid lead going for himself right now. Oh, missing the ground pound. Mario Cam reduces lag, so that's why he went into, or that's why he changed the camera, but it also makes it harder to see where you are when you ground pound. So you have to be pretty aware of Mario's location. saksdal about to get a better BBH exit than I've ever gotten, so really good run for him. All right, 45, 46, 15, 46 for saksdal. Going to be heading down into shifting sandland in the basement. And if you look at that, he's almost caught up to Tama despite being a whole star behind. And Tama hasn't even had a bad run. He's just made a few small mistakes. Tama picks up his missing star here in shifting sandland, where he's going to go for double pillarless, which is a lot harder, but can save like 6-7 seconds. Sand land. Alright, so the true differential will be known after this stage. But there's a lot that can go wrong with double plus. First plus, big bomb. Tama plus, great angle, ground pounding. In the glitchy double jump up the hill into the pyramid, perhaps. Yes, he is. Or yes, he can. And another plus for saksdal, successful. Getting in there, that's the only one he needs. So he can just go for this top star and be done. Tama still has to go and grab the secrets. It's a little bit more complicated pyramid movement, but it's quite spicy, and he also likes to swag out with some long jumps. Another great Tama plus. What a fast entry. Ground pounding immediately after a single jump. Alright. In the sand shoot, long jump into a dive rollout saves a few frames, and then the long jump to the star grab saves even more. This is so bad. The angle, Tama, oh my god, how did he grab that star? Probably increased his heart rate more than a bucket of Louisiana fried chicken from Popeyes or related chains. Or blood pressure, I guess. But I think you get the point. Tama is from New Orleans, by the way. Alright, talents for Mr. Tama82. Not sure what the 82 means. saksdal is in Lethal Lava Land, so this is like the proper lead now. But the last star for Tama is just trying to top the pyramid, so both runners getting through shifting sandland pretty cleanly. An 1831 exit for Tama means he's made several mistakes. The death on wall kicks will work is the only big one. Everything else, pretty minor. Alright, saksdal did not go for the triple jump. With the wing cap star, you can do a triple jump dive when you grab the wing cap. And because you start the flight, you get a whole lot of distance and you can barely make it. Tama, nice Akira boost. my favorite strat in the game because it's fast and easy, and people are like very reluctant to do it. But it's like, in my opinion, the superior RTA strat if you're not going for a world record. Saksdal also doing a Kira boost. I'm very happy about this, and living up to their name as runners who definitely are on the newer side of recent innovations. Or maybe not even new for this strat, but putting a little bit more thought into it. Because Tama can definitely do Pro Boost, and I believe Saksdal can as well, but it's really not worth it in the context of a race. I've had Popeyes like once or twice, and that's it. I can't even tell you if it was better or worse than other chicken places. Alright, Saksdal went very conservatively and then backflipped into the star. Tama, meanwhile, took a lava burn. Both of them losing about a second or two. That's pretty funny. When you do that long jump, you pretty much do that to avoid climbing the whole pole because you didn't want to go for the rollout off of the small stone. There's a small stone floating right before the platform with the star, and you roll out off of that, and then you grab the star on your way down. If you don't have a good pole grab, that's not really recommended. So people go for that long jump instead, but then he was holding Z to crouch and ended up backflipping. Alright. Tama with 28 stars, Saksdal is on 29. Pretty similar stage re-entry, and it's going to be about a 35-second difference, maybe? Not quite. Let's say 30. Saksdal right side ground pound, but the bully's gonna take him down kamikaze style. But luckily, he was able to land here. Gotta be careful on the ending though. Those platforms fall down, and with 3 HP, 1 lava burn will be enough to kill you. Alright, we gotta agree on what terms we're fighting over here. Do we count places like Cane's as fast food? Like, if we're talking about like Popeyes and KFC, that kind of follows as fast food for me. But there's plenty of chicken places that may be better. Pluckers. I don't know. I'm getting pretty close to a Monka TOS. Not TOS, but YouTube demonetization. Fun fact, if you all like substituted one burger for like a chicken sandwich or turkey burger, you'd save a lot of money. Alright. Decent chests for Saksdal, as much as I paid attention. DDD is as good a time as any to talk about food and other diversions, but it's really a technical stage where you have to be on your guard to avoid losing time to unnecessary things. I'd say Five Guys is super expensive. Like, if you want to get fries, which is like the main appeal, because like fresh potatoes and the fries are amazing, it's like $4 or something like that for fries. So it's not really a good deal in my book. Alright, Saksdal going for back sub. Tama might go for the front to save a couple seconds. I think it saves like 2, maybe not even. Yeah, pro tip, if you just go out to eat, get a water cup. Your body will thank you, and so will your wallet. And then you can sub to GSA for cool emotes. And also get a free sub with Onyx, if that's your deal, because you can download Golf Clash and play a few games, and then get points that you can redeem for other rewards. Tama side sub, not getting the next jump. That is a strat really no one else goes for. It's slower than front sub, but faster than back sub and probably the coolest out of the lot because you actually go all the way up the slope. It's pretty tough with lag to time those jumps, but it's all about getting the right angle as you turn from swimming. So didn't get the time speed that he was looking for. Saksdal in Fire Sea, that could have been bad if a Goomba was right underneath him, but he landed in a safe place to double jump. That was a late drop through the elevator shaft, but going for the triple jump, not getting it, the single jump not connecting. That's Lava Boost dead. You can still make an early cycle with that fast backup to grab the 4th coin, but it is not going to be a Lava Boost, and that is a huge opportunity for Tama, the biggest one he's had yet in this race, because Saksdal's been on a fire pace. Alright. Tama here doing those 2 long jumps. Grabbing the pull. We'll see if he goes for a side flip. No, rubbing on the cage is a little bit more efficient than what Saksdal was doing, but doing a side flip, kind of slowing down here. But the rest of the movement has been pretty good. So, Tama living up to his name. Ooh, lag reduction, very ambitious here. Not even facing the elevators, but committing to the long jump anyway. That saves a few frames. And the lag reduction there on the 7th coin. I think I should start doing that. It's a pretty cool way to save a few frames there. Fire Sea is one of the laggiest stages in the whole run. I think other than like the DDD sub, Fire Sea might be like the worst place for lag. Don't quote me on that though. No, JRB, but JRB is not in 70. So that was pretty much a 26 flat Fire Sea from Saksdal. I actually didn't catch the time. But this is the kind of run that is on low 49 pace. Oh, missing that double jump there. He's got to find some way to kill the Skeeter, going right into the pole. Giving Mario concussion before he even gets to touch a couple coins. Very physical out here in Wedge Jar World. He's going to try and go back. He needs something. Okay, that coin's close enough to get, but he decided not to. Alright, so a kind of sketchy Wedge Jar World 100 coin to begin with. The RNG did not cooperate, but a lot of it was his own gameplay that you can't really fault the game for. See, Tama going for the elevator star, no triple jump wall kick. A lot of people, Saksdal included, he was one of the first to do this, will break the box before doing that triple jump. So Tama, as he breaks it with the ground pound, Saksdal will do a rollout and skip that, and saves like 0.3. It's a lot of effort to save a small amount of time, but that's what the game has come to. But it's really cool to see people like Saksdal actually popularize it, because no one really thought about doing it RTA, because it didn't save very much. But you know, Saksdal leading by example got a lot of the community behind him, and then a lot of people in the leagues, compared to season 1, have been going for some alternative movement to that wall kick triple jump. Yeah, Wedge Art World is a fantastic stage. The level design concept is great, and the execution is like very fun, I think. Tiny Huge Island, great concept, not as good execution, because of the small island is just a massive trigger. Like, you can bonk on a myriad of different walls and have crazy behavior where you won't be able to dive or kick, and you'll get burned and you'll bonk again. It's a lot of fun when you mess up. Saksdal getting that triple jump wall kick, and there's the rollout, landing straight on his feet. When you fall from a rollout, you will not take fall damage. Otherwise, you would from that height. So a nice flex from Saksdal. And time save against Tama, because the triple jump wall kick saves like 2.5. That's a great lag reduction from Tama here. Going the other way, he recognized the direction of the amp and decided not to run into it. I think that's something that people, me included, will be at fault for. Is just accepting our fate when the amp's in the way. Where he came for Tama to get that straight up angle. Oh, but missing the Chuckya. He has to get around before he turns. Oh, he just falls off! Luckily, he didn't get burned by the fire, but this is still quite bad. Nice side flip, though, to get back up here. This Chuckya is an absolute monster if you don't grab him the first time. He will pick you up, throw you into the wall, and grab you again. Tama with some very hesitant dives here. Not very confident in his angles at all, but he was able to get the star eventually. Saksdal, though, I believe, should be extending his lead in Wet Dry World. So back to 30 seconds. That's what it was about at the end of Dire Dire Docks, but then Tama made up time in Fire Sea with a great lava boost early Ellie cycle. Wait, Sax is 30 seconds behind his PB? How good is his PB then? Gosh darn it. I'm gonna swear, because for Sax to have a 50-12 and have like a Wet Jar World that's like a 29-30, that's like a way better early game than his PB would suggest. Oh, his Wet Jar World PB is 30-15. He's 30 ahead of PB. That makes more sense. But 30 ahead, that is massive. Obviously, not Sax's best beginning, as evidenced by still being 30 seconds ahead after missing Lava Boost. But my god, what an earn. Rommel pace. It stands for run of my life, if you're not a degenerate. I muted my microphone to refill my water, and I splashed quite a bit on the desk, so that's fun. But we're just gonna proceed and stay hydrated, folks. Okay, Tama went for Mountain Clip, not able to get it. Going around is not too much slower. Meanwhile, Saksdal is pretty much stinking the star fade out here. 42 to 41. That is about 35, 33 well, yeah, 35. Talking to Toad. Going into one of the more difficult stages in the run. Tall Mountain. Might be a tall order for some, but runners like Tama and Saksdal, they can definitely flex on this stage with Breezeless and TTM red coins, especially. Although I don't think Sax has gone for Breezeless in his races. I could be mistaken. Alright, first log ball kick is successful, getting that ledge grab. First star you should go for is the one behind the waterfall. Breathtaking view from bridge. Needing an extra wall kick, barely getting that ledge grab though. It's a pretty consistent backup if you don't have enough height. But if you can ledge grab initially, you will save about a second. I'm out of water, folks. This is real hours. Alright, second wall kick. Good for Saksdal. No, he hit the corner. That's gonna be a commentator curse for me, dude. That's not what you want to see. Tama gonna make good on his. Saksdal, no long jump, going for dives over the mushrooms. Tama, let's see that ledge grab. Not gonna get it. The back of wall kick will work. Saksdal not doing the type of wall kick to end on TTM Reds, but really taking apart the maze anyway. And gonna be dropping onto that star decisively. Proving that even if you don't go for every strat in the book, he knows what he needs to do, and he will get the strat properly. He will execute it well enough for it to be worth the added consistency. Because some people will execute a better strat worse than Saksdal executed that inferior strat, if you know what I mean. That's a lot of Mario 64. A lot of people try to argue an analysis on a spectrum that is simply strats versus consistency. They're missing most of the picture. I should write a case study about this, but a later date. Tama, what a Mario Cam journey we've been on right now. Not going for that. Oh, ledge grab. Tama was going all the way. He went for some nice rollouts into nice speed kick, wall kick. I mean, side flip wall kick. Roll out on this room. That is beautifully smooth. Because landing that wall kick, first of all, might be a bit tough because you have to strafe it. Sax going for breezeless. Let's see that breezeless. Not going to clip through yours right on the edge. And Tama getting hit by a Goomba. Alright, lag 2 cam backup angle. And finding success, getting the start. And Tama is pretty much exactly where he was before going into the stage. He's about to start behind. Stage re-entry, but a bit of castle movement change. Will he go for breezeless? Tama definitely got them in a quick turn breezeless. Not getting a good enough wall kick though. He decided to bail out without ground pounding. So that was a less costly mistake than saksdal, because if you notice, he could actually just go ahead and roll out. When saksdal ground pounded, he also took fall damage. So the difference is actually like 3, maybe even more, between bailing out of breezeless and actually ground pounding and jailing. But meanwhile, saksdal, a great box star in the freezing pond, or outside of the freezing pond, jumping on a kind of skiing slope for Mario. I'm gonna win for defreeze because I think he messed up Snowman's head. saksdal already got the 2 hard stars, so he's sailing smoothly in the Hazy Maze Cave unless something goes very unexpectedly. Tama, single star, Snowman not getting the wall kick. He always goes for it. Not always, but it's usually a good shout. No one else, except maybe D whatever, will attempt that in the run. It's also nice to say that D whatever is now the world record holder with a time of 47:08. He's an absolute madman, but he is just one of the nicest people in the community, and he's deserved that record for a really long time. Alright, Tama going for his own whirl from the freezing pond. More like take a big jump off of a steep slope to skip the freezing pond completely. He did not get the ground pound. But as is most things with Tama, it doesn't have to be perfect. Or that wasn't even a sensible sentence, but pretty much you'll make some mistakes, but you'll get through it. Not everything's gonna go right because Tama will try to push it maybe a bit harder than most. Alright. That's it for Snowman's Lane. Upstairs went pretty okay. saksdal missed a triple jump wall kick. I mean, log wall kick, breezeless. Trying to think what else. Tama missed THI mountain clip. I think their secrets were fine. So, both of them had a pretty bad wedge R-Road 100. I guess that's worth pointing out. But Sax is still maintaining that 30-ish second lead. Random door sync. Not the same door, but at the same time. And a first try box jump, so looks like Hazy Maze Cave might just crumble as easily as Snowman's Lane did. And then he'll be up in Tippy in like 2 minutes. So if you're wondering, this is still 49 pace from saksdal. It's hard to say because with the way that Tippy goes, I can be pretty statistically likely to say if he doesn't get it, that he won't get it. That wasn't even a good construction again. Commentator should really go back to English class. Or maybe he's just dehydrated. Tama box jump. Oh, went over the box, missed his input. You saw the dust. That means he could have pressed A, but was just a bit late. But it's better than pressing A too early, because then you miss your window completely. What I was about to say is that the chances of 49ing in Tippy are pretty low if it's going to be your first one. But there is still that chance. So if you're a believer, then I would suggest sticking around. Tama went for a lag reduction there on the door. The way he rolled out was pretty dusty and he went into the wall, so he actually didn't get the lag reduction. But normally that door is extremely laggy. And if you go into Mario Cam, see right a bunch, and then lag 2 cam right before you hit the door, you'll go through the door super smoothly as if there was no lag at all. So that's a... Like, that literally saves like half a second due to lag if you get the lag reduction versus no lag reduction. What pace would this be if Tippy went well? Well, he just finished HMC at like a 40-15, 40-10. So I would say a good Tippy for saksdal would be about 9 minutes. So that would be like a 49, you know, let's say 49-20, 49-30. Very, very doable for a player of Sax's caliber. So this could definitely bop Thomas, maybe a 49-38 as well. So yeah, best case scenario is like 49-15. Alright, Lacti bounce is critical. Can he do it? Lacti was right here, getting that bounce, grabbing the pull. First try, a frame perfect grab. saksdal is still committing. He's not backing down on his strats, and Tama's going right up with him. So this has been a solid run for Tama, all things considered. But the spotlight is on your boy saksdal, possibly getting a PB. Definitely his best pace so far in the league. Alright, tricky triangle's wall kick. Getting it. The blind wall kick behind the spinning rock. Can be a commonplace of death. Alright, can he back this up? You can do a backflip. Okay. Opting to reset the switch. Zion actually posted a video of doing a forwards-ish backflip. Pretty much you just backflip and hold forward. You can actually get onto the lowest triangle. Tama, nice lacti bounce. Going for the glitchy double jump. Not glitchy, but instant double jump when you run over the corner. Mario's falling animation causes him to be... If you jump out of a fall, you'll double jump. As long as you don't take fall damage, that is. Still missing that wall kick for red coins. But great backup there. That was so smooth. He had to strafe a little bit there to get that ledge grab, but you saw he went completely flush with the wall. He was able to nail it. Tama tricky triangle so fast. And I love the head bob for the speed kick ground pound. That was definitely some hot movement there. The speed kick ground pound is usually not as fast, but it does prevent you from missing the star by going under it if you try to do an optimal single jump dive. Alright, red coins for Tama. Make me proud. Oh, come on, babe. Alright, this is okay. saksdal finishing up Rainbow Ride. 43.09, 43.10. Oh, missing the last red for Tama. So Tama might be about a minute behind now. 43.10. TikTok clock done optimally. Okay, here's Toad. That's gonna make TikTok clock a little bit over 4 minutes, and Sky a little bit less than 2. And obviously we're at 43.30, so this is definitely sub 49.30 pace. But TDC 100 is known to be a crusher of dreams. Alright, here we go. All eyes on the right side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. saksdal coming up for these coins, not going for a safety red. He will live or die by each and every box. which he needs to collect the coins from. Avoiding that amp, very good awareness. Right up to the blue coin switch, ground pounding there. Very sketchy turnaround. You don't want to fall off. Grabbing all the blues here, coming to that wall kick. Very nice movement here, getting up these levels of the clock very quickly, up that 70 coin box. Tama also going for his 100 coins, so this is a pretty good run for him too. Definitely above average, and possibly his best time. We'll see about that one. Getting amped, saksdal, every coin. Yes sir, 90 and 100 from the box. One of the best 100 you could hope for, especially with the nerves that are definitely on his shoulders in the PvP situation. Can he nail the ending? Going for some pretty standard wall kicks there, making it happen. This is really good for saksdal. It's not every day you're on 49 pace and tippy, but when you are, it feels really good to nail TDC 100. Alright, Tama also getting a good 100 coin as well. Both these runners are just playing out of their mind today. Oh, saksdal somehow was able to get that ledge out. He went for such a tiny wall kick. Tama getting stuck under the thwomp. Okay. Alright, here we go. saksdal, time moving. He's got pendulums. Now for rolling the cage, a little bit easier since you don't have to worry about the cycles. You just kind of get there on your own pace. Long jumping here. And a nice kick there to stall his air. Tama knocking the pro pendulum strat. A pretty good side flip backup. Ledge grab, jump kick into the star. As I was saying earlier, saksdal was able to kick. When you jump out of a long jump, you have quite a bit of speed to dive, but he knew that he wouldn't make it to the star. But he actually pulled back enough to kick and was able to grab the star without needing an extra jump. So pretty heads up play for saksdal. I'm so impressed with both these runners. And obviously I like them both, but it's great to see some hot paces. Oh, Tama not getting a good jump dive there. He got stuck on the wall, which pretty much killed his speed, so he had to do a jump kick to make it over the gap. Alright, saksdal, let's see what you got coming up here. Time jumps on moving bars. This has been such a good tippy so far. Okay, not getting that wall kick. You want a wall kick on the right side of the corner so that you go to the left rather than straight back. That is going to be 69 stars for saksdal, 67 for Tama. Doing that Ikori re-entry, I think that is a great move. You pretty much ledge grab and then look at the hand for when to get up. Once it gets like about to the 9, you just get up normally like you're doing canonless and you walk into the clock at the right time. saksdal needs to get these reds, was struggling a little bit there. 3rd and 4th. 5th and 6th. Tama time jumps on moving bars successful. 7th and 8th. No moving reds. If he did that, he'd be a madman. I would write him in the history books and probably go to join whatever religion he practices, if any. This is still like 49-30 pace. Ladies and gentlemen, you could potentially witness someone's first 49. Alright, the pressure's on the bits right now. Going for pro cycle, or not pro cycle, the non-Manamo cycle on the first elevators. Very smooth. Obviously, you're not trying to do anything too risky here. Will he go for a chupjum wall kick? Left side, moving. Standing punch setup. Placebo punch. Oh, he's not getting that one. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, the the arrow block is there. Very nice impromptu chip jump. Can he grab the pole? You just need to press like A and B in quick succession here. Okay. Things are getting kind of dicey here. Still 49 pace. Tama and Bits 50 pace. This is still D2, ladies and gentlemen. All right, throws take about 45 seconds or less if done well. Tama looking a little bit lost here. Children walking, moving left side. He's up there. No ledge grab. Saksdal, Tama missing or getting the ledge grab he didn't want. All right, first throws are good for Saksdal. Needs 2 more. Running into the tail. He can probably miss 1. That one's wide left. 49 on the line. Saksdal, my boy, can he do it? Second one, that was like a 1 spin. He needs to hit the bomb at 49.45 or sooner. No, I think that rollout killed it. He's not gonna get it. That's gonna be a PB for Saksdal. That's gonna be like a 50.03 or 04. Lowering it by like 8 seconds. Even despite everything that happened in Sky, he was still able to clutch a PB. It's not a 49 though, but a 50.02. I was not sure if Saksdal would, seeing as the race is pre-recorded, if he had gotten a 49, if he would have submitted it prior to this, because you can submit a PB when you get it, right? So I was thinking in the back of my mind, when is this run gonna die, right? Because he hasn't submitted his PB. But a 50.02, that's a PB in a GSA race, everybody. What an impressive performance. Reminder, he's in like 8th in the league, but that's going to be one of the best times of the league. In fact, let's take a look here. Okay, Blue Bob has the best time with a 49.23. The second best, the player with the second best time is Drogi with a 50.14. Saksdal is now the second best player, or is the second lowest race completing player. Wow, what even do I call this statistic? His best time is the second best in the league. We'll say that. Right. Tama also getting a 50.27. That's his best time in the league. And also going to be like the 4th on the list. So his best time is now like 4th or 5th best in the league. So actually a sick race. D1 players will get a lot of 49s. 50s are not too remarkable. But when one's a PB and they're both like best race times, you know you've seen something special here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I know we don't have any interviews lined up here, but I think Tama's in the chat. He said, I love hate Sax. Because we all love Saksdal. But I'm sure Tama would have liked to at least win with a 50.27. So with that, we're probably going to go ahead and move on to Momo versus Cartoon Buffoon. That's going to be a hard act to follow. I will not be able to commentate that race. It'll be electric. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one and showed you all the amazing things that go into a run like this. Both amazing players. You should go follow them on Twitch. Not obliged to shout them out, but I will anyway. Really some of the best Mario gameplay if you are an aficionado like myself. So I want to sign off. It's been a pleasure. Time to get some water and catch you on the next one. Peace out.